I felt like the soiree was probably the most romantic evening that we've been to. It was a structured evening.
I didn't expect it. It was just so beautiful. It was like capturing those romantic moments. It was all about being the two of you.
The soiree, one of the most enjoyable parts was the music.
All the songs were originals and they all sounded familiar. It was great music and great company.
It was so engaging. The lyrics seemed to universally capture what healthy relationship is about, from the star-struck falling in love stage to the struggles and tribulations of a mature relationship. The music really was spectacular.
The reason we took the Rings class, we've been to a lot of different marriage seminars, conferences, we've gone to counseling, and we've done a lot of work on our marriage. But what they had shared with us that the Rings would incorporate, we thought it'd be great to invest in our marriage and just take a look.
We had just come out of a major crisis in our 17-year marriage and 20-year relationship, and we had recovered, but we needed some more structure in our recovery, and it served us really well.
We took the Rings class because we had gone through the counseling component. We were in a good place, but we felt like we needed to just take that next step, and it was highly recommended to us. We didn't know exactly what to expect, but in retrospect, it was a really good idea.
And so we went, and we were very pleasantly surprised. We had many takeaways. Some of the questions that were asked went very deep and really caused you to think about cherishing one another in the time that you do have.
Well, I like the part about us laughing, because a lot of the years of our marriage were quite serious. For some reason, you start taking yourself and your marriage very seriously, and you forget to just laugh at the situation. It really helped to reinforce that, and it was great.
My takeaway was not only did we learn a skill set, but it was a really safe environment. The presenters were so genuine in sharing their own relationship journeys from beginning to where they were at that point. And there was also diversity in the groups that were there. Even one of our counselors was there for kind of like a brush-up session. And that just reassured me that we were really doing the right thing.
I felt we had a very strong relationship. We've always communicated well. And what Rings did for us was reminded us about how to communicate well.
What would you say to a couple considering taking the Rings class?
Do it.
I just recommended Rings class to a colleague of mine who's about to embark in marriage. She lives independently, and he's going to be breaking away from his family, and for the first time they're going to be living together. And I said, I know, you should go to Rings.
Would you invest in your marriage to make it better? Take it up a couple of notches. What would that be worth to you? I think it's the best bang for your buck you'll ever get.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend the Rings class to really anyone who is experiencing challenges or is lucky enough to be in a really great relationship from the beginning, thinking about taking it to the next level, marriage. It just teaches you a lot of skills that make the relationship even better.
Doug and Courtney, could you tell us the background of your relationship, what it was like before the affair was recognized and you had to deal with that?
I'll shoot on this one. It was just before our 18th wedding anniversary 4 years ago, and this is what it seemed to me to be in the marriage, is that we were doing okay. It looked like it was going to be long lasting. That's the best way I could describe it.
Obviously, I was in a different place than Doug was emotionally, and looking in hindsight was really missing the intimacy and connection with him, and unfortunately saw it outside my marriage.
I remember, to the day, October 9th, 2011, it's me. And I guess the word would be devastated. Some questions had to be answered early on. Is the help you seek to dissolve the marriage, or is the help you seek to save the marriage?
Within those same couple of days, Doug made the decision to call the Marriage Resource Center, which shocked me because I didn't think that there was any hope. But God saw different, and He led us to a very special couple that could really understand on a personal level the degree of shame that I felt, and was able to steer me toward, not just toward Doug, but toward God's grace.
The mentoring process was hugely beneficial. Without that guidance and direction and calm demeanor, and it's just, they could relate. There was no judgment. The reminders of what and why we got married to begin with. I think that was one of the most key points. Is you always go back, remember your dating time, what really attracted you to your wife. What's interesting about that is my love for her has grown in the last 4 years more than it ever has, but it was kind of that statement that really sent me on that journey. Because I love Courtney more now than I ever have, and I find her more attractive than I ever have. And it just took me back to a time of why I got married in the beginning.
Today, our relationship is beyond what I had ever imagined. There's nothing between us. I mean, we have invested everything we have into our friendship, into the intimacy in our marriage, into communication skills. We've just bared it all, and it's created a level of intimacy that I don't think we would have otherwise experienced.
I would never have wished the situation upon anybody, and I know God can turn anything from what seems to be the worst thing that could ever happen and make good of it, and I think that's a prime example of what's happened here. But as a restoration couple, we've been assigned several couples since this time, and the one thing that we think we can do is just offer some hope.
For me personally, I'm so grateful for the restoration that's happened in our marriage that it's something that I can't contain. I have to share it with other people. And I know that what I have to offer because of my experience will change somebody's life and restore a marriage.
I wouldn't make me without you here. If love meant without you, I wouldn't want any. Love without you, I wouldn't want